Gracious memory of living pure, sent from somewhere in my soul.
Classic ditty. We had a TV. Sometimes it would follow some cycle of the Olympics, Summer Winter Olympics, that we'd have a TV, a small black and white TV in the kitchen, possibly a larger TV in my parents' bedroom, and maybe inspired by a sermon, sometimes the TV would disappear and be gone for a while. One thing that was never tolerated was violence or the destruction of property. So if we're watching a movie and my father is awake and participating in the entertainment and a car wrecks or a gun is shot, the show would be turned off. That would be unacceptable for entertainment, for edification.
Is innocence and ignorance the same thing? Freud said that curiosity about genitals and sexuality is an early development. Children experience sexual desire long before they understand it in any meaningful way. One parental technique is to withhold information from young people to keep them safe from adverse consequences. When it came to the anatomy of the opposite gender, sexuality, alcohol, drugs, and secular culture at large, most Mennonite young people were both innocent and ignorant. Warren Kramer was the American cartoonist that created Richie Rich, Casper the Ghost, Little Audrey, and Hot Stuff the Little Devil. Warren's father was a sign painter. Something Don's father did briefly and aspired that Don might do as a career. Warren had a stroke which impeded his ability to draw. Around that time Don, unknowingly, was attending art school 30 miles away. Both Warren and Don loved to draw, but had juxtaposed understandings of pop culture. Little Devil first appeared in a Harvey comic in 1957. Despite the look of a devil, this character tried to spread warmth and happiness, despite enjoying mischief. This comic book was published 3 years after the Comics Code Authority was established to supervise the industry. The goal was to cancel harmful material that might lead to juvenile delinquency. Clearly the CCA and Harvey Comics wasn't rubbing shoulders with conservative Christians. What believer would spend 12 cents to see the devil as a cute cartoon for children? After all, it is Satan that yearns to lure the youth into hell. It is the devil that instills lust in the heart of young men and women. Satan is behind the creation of all those classic ditties that make people want to sin.
A fallen heavenly being called Lucifer, Satan, was the force behind sin, cast out of heaven. He was the force behind sin. And when Adam and Eve sinned, they entered into his realm.
This scripture identifies our enemy. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world. And so let's not forget who our enemy is.
Man became a natural servant to sin and to Satan and his realm.
Or, maybe it's more physical than metaphysical.
Give me a kiss, will you? Ooh, senor. Ah, come on, senorita.
Okay, senor, but shut the eyes.
Maybe teenagers don't need the poke of a pitchfork to be curious about sex.
Friends, tonight I'm telling you again that it's not possible, and it's not, I don't think, my responsibility to point out to you every area in your life that you may have fallen short in serving God.
Some say the most progressive changes in society are coming from a spirit of humanism rather than from faith or a belief in God. So it is that humanist quality in us that sees the value in other people, people that are different than us. And we show care, we show brotherly love, rather than the idea that because I believe there's a God, I'll love more, I'll be more generous, I will be more charitable, I'll be more long-suffering.
Home is a place to grow, a place to develop. Our children should feel free to make mistakes. It's a place to nurture.
They had a remarkable interest in children and an interest across the spectrum of the ages. And then when it came to our Sunday school teachers, they were committed as Christian teachers and also taught the language in an easy way for us to understand. And I am so grateful for the annual Christmas presentation and preparations for those courses and speeches. It was a way of instilling confidence within us as young people. Then the teaching that I received in my preparation for baptism was presented in an appropriate and compassionate manner and in a language that I as a child could understand and to which I could respond.